This is TWiT.
Tech Break is brought to you by ACI Learning. Supplement your online IT and audit training by brushing up on hot topics. Join ACI Learning's IT Pro and audit subject matter experts in ACI Learning's webinar series. Catch it live or watch on demand at your convenience. Visit acilearning.com and give your IT team superpowers with ACI training.
So this pisses me off. No, I knew it. So mad about it, though.
Tell me, Stacey. Tell me how you feel.
There was so much, I call it digital snake oil, wellness
Urine-Tech.
tech.
Mm-hmm.
And so Withings actually does try to get FDA approval for their stuff. And their U-Scan thing, this is a urinalysis kit. It's made up of a reader that you stick in your toilet, and then you stick these cartridges in that for 100, you can pee on it 100 times.
Does it count for you, or do you have to keep track?
Well,
is there an app for that?
Yes, there's definitely an app.
There is an app for that. They use microfluidics inside, so each test, I guess, I don't know if it goes down the toilet. That's a good question.
Is this Elizabeth Holmes style testing? I mean, is it real?
Well, so they're applying for FDA approval, but they don't have it yet. Withings is a little bit more, like they are trying to
I have a lot of their stuff.
Accurate.
I like Withings. Yeah.
So they
are in Europe already, so I'm assuming we might get it here.
So what does it do?
It's normally a little bit more strict.
What does it do?
So you pee on it, and there are two different types of tests that you can buy. One is a menstrual cycle test. Two is
Do you
a
have to menstruate on
diet
it?
test. No. The hormones.
It goes into the
you
pee.
make
Okay.
during your
I
cycle
apologize
go
to
into your
everybody
pee.
for this subject, but we have to cover it because of CES.
You do not need to apologize.
You don't have to apologize.
Everybody pees, and at least half the world menstruates, so it's okay.
Everybody
So it's okay.
I'm.
So all you do, and it's
don't make me
placed.
yell at you
Is
more.
it placed? I know. Is it placed
In your
strategically
toilet.
so that you don't have to really aim? It's just going to get it. And they say it could tell the difference in toilet water, and it can even distinguish.
Yes, they have an infrared sensor on it. So if it's warm, it's pee.
Oh, that's smart.
But
Okay, unless you have
That's how that works.
a heated toilet, and then and it can distinguish people, right? So multiple people can use it.
Yes.
multiple people cannot use it. Only one person per reader.
Okay.
And part of that is, I mean, I guess multiple people could use it, but the test only it only goes to.
You'd
the
have to
one
be
app.
pretty rich to have each person in the house have their own toilet.
Well, also,
We have
you'd
4
have to take
toilets
them
in our
on
house.
and put them off again, surely, because if it's one person
It does come
per
with gloves.
pee,
I don't want to
it comes with
handle it.
gloves. Okay, well, that's perfectly awful. I mean,
So you don't.
So
the reader goes
here's
in there
where
and you
it
change
makes
out the
sense.
cartridge.
Here's where it makes sense. And I know it's going to sound funny to people, but like I had a diabetic in my family. And one of the things that we used to do is used to check for
Sugar in
different
the urine.
levels
Sugar in your pee.
Urine-Tech, right? So if it doesn't matter the rest of us are going to use it, it would matter when my stepmom would use it, because that way we would know and get early warnings if she was having something that was long-term.
Even
more
if
than
she
just a
wasn't
simple
doing
spike.
finger pricks or anything else.
Right.
In fact, that's what, as I remember, that's what diabetes means. Gee, your pee tastes terrific or something like that. It's sweet. That's how they discovered
That used
it.
to be an old test.
They would test it. They would taste it, yeah.
They would taste the urine to see if it's sweet. Okay, so yes, I'm 100% with you on this, but instead they're going right now after this wellness fitness market that is less. They're not doing diabetes tests.
They're not.
Maybe they will get there.
Interesting.
And maybe, I mean, they're not right now. That's not available. And then they don't have a really good sense on privacy around. Now, they say they won't share, but obviously if like a lawyer or someone comes in, if law enforcement comes with a subpoena, they don't have an answer for how they would protect that data, which.
Well, furthermore, it could
they
have, couldn't you put surreptitious drug tests in it? I mean, it seems like there's.
Yeah, I mean, you could stick that. Well, but you could also surreptitiously drug test your employees
anyway
without this. I mean, you wouldn't know. Now, if you were like a parent and wanted to surreptitiously drug test, but you can see it in the toilet. It's not like a secret.
I was going to say, I mean, it's difficult to surreptitiously when you've got to distinctly pee on something, but I think the real market for this is companies doing drug tests, or parents doing drug tests.
I think there's a good market in like home healthcare or in like what are those group homes for elderly people?
But it's interesting. They seem like they're going after the quantified self crew, the people who bought these Fitbits and early Apple Watches and stuff, who are athletes or they just want to keep an eye on their,
people that want to believe they're athletes. Yeah.
The main, you think about the medical tests, right?
Ketones.
The medical tests are vitamin C, ketones, pH levels, and specific gravity for water balance. So the ketones things is going to get all of the, the athletic greens crowd, if you will.
For a while, Steve Gibson, who was a very hardcore ketosis guy, told me that the PET tests eventually become less reliable. That ultimately you have to do a blood finger prick to really know what your ketone level is. The blowing ones, the little keto flutes, and the PET tests, your body adjusts, and so you don't see the ketones after a while.
Well, you look at all of the people that are selling like always on glucose monitors for the back of your arm. I
subscribe to that. Yeah, I have one.
But
that's useful because I'm type 2 diabetic, and that is useful.
Right.
And I agree with you.
But you got weightlifters using it to try to,
performance
increase their vanity.
So as it's coming out initially, Stacey, what is the UScan test? What does it do?
It's testing for the first two tests that they have out are going to be for the diet, which is the ketones and pH. And I think vitamin C is coming, but is not there yet.
They say vitamin deficiencies. What would be good is D is a big one, actually.
Well, so there's,
you pee out vitamin C like crazy. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's because most of us get way too much. Right.
Plenty.
We're over vitamin C.
Let's say plenty.
No one's getting scurvy these days unless you're like a college freshman who's only eating Doritos.
So if you change the cartridge in this, you could change the test. In other words, is what you're
saying. Yes.
Okay.
And then the other test is looking for it's female reproductive health is what they're calling it. And
so you could tell if you're pregnant?
Tracking menstrual cycles. You certainly can tell if you're pregnant. That'd
be a silly reason to get it.
But it's sort of when you're sort of
when you're fertile, when you're ovulating.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So you could do that. Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of nice, right?
Well, we've had
tests. The Apple Watch does something called retroactive ovulation, which strikes me as
great
a little too late.
Well, so for ovulation, you can use body temperature.
Sure.
It's
the rhythm method.
And the rhythm method is just tracking days.
Oh, okay.
For the most part.
I thought people also did temperature.
Rhythm method is anything that is like
calendar.
Not hormonal.
And occasionally you'll hear, tell me about
it was the roulette that too many of us played in college.
I can tell you right now,
y'all lost.
I wouldn't be here if the rhythm method worked. Let's just put it that way.
But you can track pretty granularly when you ovulate now, to quite like to the day and sometimes even time of day.
Yeah, so that's useful. Whether you're trying to get pregnant or not, that's useful. I could see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
With the urine tracking hormones in your urine, I don't know how exact it is, and they don't actually know because they don't have they're not publishing that data right now. But they're saying it's accurate enough that you can track your fertility with that. And then
this isn't the only one. Here's another one. This is
a
yellow. It's called Yellow Sis. A Korean company. It was a Samsung incubator. This is just like a pee stick on a thing that you. Oh, I forget it. I don't even want to talk about this.
It looks like my chlorine test strips.
It does. It looks exactly the way I use in the hot tub. Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
Oh, hello. What is this? The Vivu. It's a toilet-mounted hardware. Oh God! I swear to God.
Yes.
Why was it
so hard to go?
Is it because Apple owns the wearables?
Steps.
Apple owns the wearables. Basically, it's Apple and Fitbit, and then everybody else. So they're finding some other area. Is that it?
I think you can accurately test for new things using urine.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
So that's what these efforts are, different biomarkers. And there is real interest in the medical space for urinalysis
I think that makes sense.
that is FDA approved, but none of these are that. And that's really important to say because like even from an FDA approval, only AFib on your Apple Watch is approved. So everything else blood ox, all that, that's marketing.